My presentation was on the Bombay Blue Extreme. My name is Jonathan Valdez. Now, the Bombay Blue Extreme is a synthetic cannabinoid. It was first made known in European countries as a herbal incense. While its effects are similar to natural cannabis, its effects are much more harmful and extreme. In 2011, over 28,000 US visitations to the emergency room was caused by this drug. Its false perception of natural ingredients played a big part in its popularity. Another term for it is spice. Background history. Now, the first report of synthetic drugs in the US was in 2008. This was due to a shipment of it being discovered in Dayton, Ohio. They are mainly manufactured in a laboratory, and in 2016, it was discovered that 43 states in the US had taken synthetic drugs. There are two types of synthetic drugs: cannabinoids and stimulants. Cannabinoids replicate the feeling of cannabis, also known as marijuana, while stimulants replicate the feeling of cocaine, LSD, and methamphetamine. Mechanism of action is where it contains agonists that bind with the receptors. The drug produces psychoactive molecules, which is what gives the user the high feeling. Then the kidney breaks down the drug even more, where it is finally disposed from the body through urine. The period of action. While taking it can be felt within minutes of consumption, the effect lasts from 2 to 6 hours. There has been rare occasions in which it affects last for a couple of days. Now, the effects also contain a jubilant mood, hallucinations, feeling of anxiousness, difficulty in coordination, and your perception of memories being impaired. Now, the warning signs of addiction. If the user suddenly stops taking the drug, but ends up with sleeplessness, anxiety, and cravings, that means they're addicted. Weight loss, changes in mood, and sweating also could happen. Seizures, panic attacks, and chest pains and muscle spasms also are warning signs. Now, the effect on the body system. Its effect on the urinary system is caused by the deteriorating nature it has towards the kidneys. It slows down the blood flow in the kidney. This prevents the reabsorption and transportation of urine. Conflict within family members also become an issue due to all of the effects that are happening towards the body due to this drug. Suicidal thoughts are also prevalent if this drug is taken very frequently. Fun fact, the DEA lists its distribution as legal. Its 5 critical chemicals are listed under Schedule 1 controlled substances. Many of the effects that are prevalent in the Bombay Blue Extreme mimic a mental illness. Fun facts continue. The various ways on consuming synthetic drugs, including snorting, smoking, swallowing, inhaling, and injecting. Since synthetic drugs are more known as a discovery, many of its chemicals and ingredients have not yet been researched upon. This makes synthetic drugs much more riskier to use. However, its side effects do not last that long. The neurotransmitters that are in use when this drug is in someone's system is the reason why the user feels so happy whenever they are high. Fun facts, the last one. In order to know whether to spot synthetic drugs, it is important to note that it is marketed towards young teenagers. This is why the packaging of most synthetic drugs are bright and colorful. People who have heart problems are more at risk in dying from synthetic cannabinoids due to its effect in raising your heart rate. In Texas, their method in combating the sale of this drug led to 14 lawsuits being made. And in 2016, there were 200 warning letters made to smoke shops in Houston regarding the sale of synthetic cannabinoids. One of the consequences of selling cannabinoids is to be fined, which happened to Cat's Boutique, who had to pay $1.17 million for selling synthetic cannabinoids at 9 of her smoke shop locations. How to seek treatment for synthetic drugs. There are American addiction centers that aid in the rehabilitation of addiction regarding synthetic drugs. It is important to have insurance in order to cover the cost of rehabilitation, and the number to call is 866-704-8038. It is also important to talk to someone about addiction, whether it is at the rehabilitation center or a family member you can trust. The American Addiction Center is open 24/7, meaning they are always there if a person is suffering with a synthetic drug addiction or any addiction concerning drugs. Additional statistics on the Bombay Blue Extreme. In 2015, there were 7,779 calls in the US to the Poison Control Center regarding synthetic cannabinoids. In the first half of 2015, there were 15 individuals who had died in the US to synthetic cannabinoids. In April of 2015, there were about 1,000 hospitalizations in the US according to the American Association of Poison Control Centers. Many people cling to synthetic drugs because it is much more affordable than natural drugs. However, its unnatural ingredients is what causes the many mishaps within the user. Government regulations. As stated earlier, synthetic drugs are illegal. However, there are many manufacturers who alter the ingredients in the drug in order to bypass the law surrounding it. Out of the 26 types of synthetic drugs out there, only 5 were made illegal in 2011. The following year, 51 new synthetic cannabinoids were discovered by the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. The bottom line is that there are always new synthetic drugs that are being manufactured every day. Thankfully, there are nonprofit organizations such as CAGTA that specialize in the prevention and education of the harm of synthetic drugs. And these are my references. Thank you so much.